Tucked away in the Bayou City lies a restaurant business that has stood the test of time. Since 1917, Christie's Seafood and Steaks has been serving the Houston and Galveston area with good eats and even older traditions. Founded by Greek immigrant Theodore Christie, the legacy lives on through George Christie and his 4 siblings.
When I was probably around 7, 8 years old, as we all do in school, everybody breaks for summer. I sat with my dad one day and I said, "Dad, I want to go to camp for summer." And he goes, "Okay, you can go to camp." So Saturday morning, he woke me up, he took me to the restaurant, and he put me right in the back kitchen. Fishermen would come in, bring their goods to the restaurant because we always serve fresh Gulf seafood, and that's what we do. And my first job was to scale all the fish that came in the back door that day. And that's where it all started.
My family, who's from Beaumont, would drive up to Houston, and we would go to his dad's restaurant. And George would be running around the place, doing whatever he could do, whatever his dad told him to do. He was just so enthusiastic about being in the restaurant.
Lessons are, you gotta give a quality product. You gotta believe in it. You're gonna pay a little extra for the quality, but your guests will always come back for it. You have to treat your staff well. I'm one of the ones that has always promoted education for staff, getting people in the right places at the right time, developing their talents.
He is just the kindest, most caring, genuine person I've ever met. He's always available by phone.
He's always there to pick up the phone.
You call him, he'll give you marital advice, he'll give you advice in your raising your kids, he'll give you recipes, he'll tell you how to cook something if you need a piece of equipment. Christie's has been around so long. We've been around 84 years and we're youngsters compared to Christie's.
That takes some skill, trust me. Patience, integrity, endurance. You have to be a facilitator, and that's George.
Some of the newer generation will come in and say, I've always heard my grandparents talk about the restaurant. Now I'm glad I'm here, and so now my children can experience what I experienced. When I see generation of families coming to our restaurant, it's a wonderful thing because we know we're doing something right.
When George got into leadership with the Greater Houston Restaurant Association, he worked his way up.
He was always, and still is, a very strong advocate for our advocacy program in terms of we need a voice at the city, we need a voice in the county representing our industry.
Look, everybody has an idea of what we should do and tax this and mandate this, but they're not all the best choices. But if the people making those decisions don't hear from us, right, they'll never know. And then who is the one that's at disadvantage? The one operator, the one mom and pop that just couldn't meet the demands. And that's when I saw where we needed to be.
When he goes to a room to speak to someone, they know they're getting an honest answer. And he did a great job representing us in that respect.
On October 5th, we were heading to our daughter's homecoming pictures. And we were at a stoplight, and unfortunately, the person decided to turn at the last minute, going about 55 miles an hour, and hit us head on.
You're very fortunate to survive an accident like that.
When we heard the news and we found out, everybody was just devastated.
That changed our outlook on life. And here we are about 8 months later, still recovering from this accident. George was in a wheelchair for 4 months.
My sister's here, my brother, they all kept everything moving.
Being away from the restaurant was so hard for him. He had to learn a whole new way of dealing with the ins and outs of everyday restaurant life. He did a really good job, maintaining that positive attitude while he was at home, but I know he was ready to come back.
Our family business here, we're going on 3rd generation. This is a second home to us, and we are so excited to hear about George's Hall of Honor award. We know this is for George, but also this is an extension for the whole restaurant, for our family and for our staff members.
I believe George's typifies what a servant leader is. from his honesty, integrity, leadership skills, communication, passion, helping try to improve the restaurant, not just his restaurant, but the entire industry.
That's really the why I think he deserves to be there, and we welcome him. I think as a Hall of Honor inductee, he belongs with us, and we welcome him into the family.
I am very, very grateful to have bestowed this award. I want anyone that is thinking about joining the association or what the benefits are of the association to hear me out. It is the network that needs you, and you need them to become successful, to continue to prosper in this business. My wife, my kids, especially my siblings, Kathy, Maria, Terry, Rula. Thank you. And last but not least, Mama Christie. She has done amazing. She has pushed all of us. She continues to push and believe in all of us. Now has the grandkids. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to her.
Today we celebrate you and the incredible person you are. I love you so much.
Congratulations, George. I'm very proud of you.
Congratulations, George. Very honored for you to be part of this great HOH honor.
Congratulations, George. You work hard, you earned it, and I'm proud of you.
George Christie, wow, talk about legacy. We all talk about the COVID-19 pandemic and restaurants surviving, but this restaurant, Christie's, is over 100 years, which means they not only survived the COVID-19 pandemic, they also survived the Spanish flu. So when it comes to longevity, can you just imagine navigating all of that through so many decades? George and his family stand out as leaders. If you think of Christie's, you immediately think of Houston. When you ask people about George, the first thing they say is warm, humble, and kind. Gives so much, was the president of our chapter in Houston, and really made advocacy a priority 10, 20 years ago. Said we have to have a seat at the table. That was really George that drove that transition for the chapter. And today, he wants to make sure that all of his employees get all of the credit, that the community knows that they're there for them, and all that family cares about is, can we provide a great experience every single time to Houstonians? I think that commitment to excellence is something that George drives, but he does it in such a humble way, always wanting to take a back seat, give credit to others. And so it's a real honor tonight to let George come up and see the excitement, really the passion and the love that the community has for him and all he and his family have given to Houston.